Hello and welcome to the UV mapping task. This time we are going to use textures. So we want to have a texture on our mesh. So here is a very simple example. We have a mesh which consists of triangles. The triangles have those positions, so minus 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, minus 10, minus 10, minus 10. But we also have a texture, and the textures have the UV coordinate space. So the bottom left corner is 0, 0, and the top right corner is 1, 1. And the x-axis, the x coordinate is 1, and the y-axis, the y coordinate is 1. And actually, the x and y are not used. We use the u and v. And now for the mesh, we can add these attributes onto the corners and then sample at each fragment the texture at a certain location. I will show it to you on the whiteboard as well. So let's imagine that we have some texture. This texture can be any size, but usually it is a square. And we have our corner locations, or not corner locations, the corner values. So remember, this is 1, 0, this is 0, 1, and this is 1, 1. And now if we have some mesh, for example, let's say we have this triangle here, and then we have a triangle here, and we might have a triangle here. So this is just a random mesh that we have shown here. And we add those attributes here into this corner. So let's take this big triangle here and use this as an example. We can say that this is sampling this place on this texture, and this is sampling this place on this texture, and this finally is sampling this place on this texture. So let's construct this triangle in the UV space as well. And now if I let's say that we use the orange for the color. So we had texture where this like an orange circle in the center. Then this should come here. You can see that these two match to these vertices in the UV space. So this is exactly the same place as here. So that's where the circle has to start. And how it works if we do this in fragment shader, we want to, for example, sample this place here. And what we do is we interpolate the UV coordinates from the corners. That's what we've already done with colors in previous tasks. And we can see that this is matching to this place here. So we sample the texture from that place. And that's how all the texturing is done in modern computers. We use UV coordinate space. In the task description, we can also see that we are repeating the texture. So we have two textures, 2 by 2 textures here, even though we only have one texture and we only have 2 triangles. So we have to figure out how to repeat the textures. Yeah, in the C++ section of this, you can download the task here, and this time we are using the Devel image library. And if we open the code here, then actually see that I've been downloading it. It has already been downloaded. So if I run, what do we see? We can see a red square, and we can also see this red smaller square here as well, and that should be the location of the light. And it also gives a lot of warnings that location not found in the shader program for variable light position. This is exactly the same problem as in the last week's task. So I think this can be easily fixed. We also have the texture util. So this texture util will load the textures in this data folder. But let's look at the code here as well. So we have this create quad now. Can actually see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 different vertices, and we have the position, we have the normals, but we also have the UV coordinates now. So it's 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, etc., etc. We also have this 1, 1 here, which means that this is the top right coordinate. And here we are assigning the attribute UV as here as well. In the draw scene, we are drawing the quad and the light, so nothing else in this scene. And we also have this key callback, and here this keys left and right will switch between textures. So you can see if we search where it is used, so texture handles hat, and find specific texture to it when we are drawing the texture. And yeah, texture handles I think is yeah, here. So we can see that we are loading the stripe texture. Actually, see what's the stripe texture. So this texture. Then we are loading the Sasuke texture. And we are also loading the University of Tartu texture and brick texture. So you will see later when you start switching between them. And yeah, other things here in the main are exactly the same as previous tasks. We are still changing the light position, and yeah, light position, the uniform. That's what the warning was talking about, that we are setting a uniform that is not named. But the most things in the task are done in the fragment and vertex shader. So there are also the default shaders. We don't care about these. So these will come in use when there is like an error or those don't exist. But yeah, the texture.frag and texture.vert, that's what we want to change. And we can see that these tasks interpolate the UV coordinates. So we have this output interpolated UV, and we want to fill this. And yeah, we have this input UV, so that's what we can use as this output. And we also have the interpolated color. We don't use this, so this actually can be removed because the color will be calculated in the fragment shader. But yeah, we also have light position, and here we don't really need to use light position, but we use light position here. So we have this task receive the texture uniform. Here you have to independently research it yourself in the manuals. So you have to find out what the type of this texture uniform is. But you can use any name for it because there's only one texture at a time. We have the viewer position, and here there's also another task. You have to copy the Fung and Flynn lighting model here. But instead of using color like we used in the previous task, we sample it from the texture. First, we can just sample it and put it as an output here in frag color, but at the end result should also have the lighting model. Like here in this result, we can see that there are two 2x2 Tartu Ülikooli textures here, but there's also this light here, so it's just a specular highlight here. So the light is circling around, and it should light this. And yeah, it has to be repeated 2 times in both directions. So that's also what you have to do. And you can do this by manipulating the UV coordinates.